profitably sell your business fast, even if you're not prepared. Are you ready? Let's dive in. If you want to sell your business quickly and profitably, you have to start one place, and that's your exit plan. Your exit plan is going to tell you everything you need to know about which direction to go, what to spend your time on, and how to get it done. So what's in an exit plan? That's what we're going to answer next. Your exit plan is the who, what, where, when, how, and why of what you're trying to exit. So, for example, when you start, you're going to start with why. Why do I want to sell my business? Am I tired? Am I burnt out? Am I frustrated? That's one reason. Do I have some health problems? That's another reason. Do I have new grandbabies and want to move and live there near them and need to go? That's another reason. You have a new passion project. You are excited about a new opportunity, as often small business owners are. That's another reason. And finally, you're getting ready for retirement. That is another reason. So the why matters. And when you define your why, then you move on to the next step. The next step of your exit plan is when. When do you want to exit? An exit can mean a lot of things. It can mean selling. It can mean exiting physically and delegating all your jobs. So you have to define what that looks like for you. But the when could be 3 months. It could be yesterday. It could be in 10 years. Doesn't matter when, but put it down so you have a target and you know the time frame you're working in. So the second part of your exit plan is when. When do you want to exit? The next step is how. How do you want to exit? There are lots of ways to sell. There are lots of ways to exit that don't involve selling. Some people who are going to have difficulty selling their businesses maybe have somebody earning in and they retain ownership and they teach them and they exit the business physically. They delegate most of their jobs. If you didn't have to work 90% of the time, would you keep that business? It's something to consider. So then that step of the exit plan is how do you want to exit? It could be multiple options. Maybe you have an earn in. Maybe you just want to liquidate and go. Maybe you want to hire a broker and sell for big bucks. You have to define how you want to sell so you know which way to go from there. So now the next step. Next step is, what's your number? So many of us build our businesses, have been in business a long time, and we're ready to retire or ready to sell, or a health thing comes up or divorce or anything. And we've invested time and money into this business. And we've put all of our hope for retirement into selling the business. But we haven't determined what that number looks like. And in fact, most business owners have no idea what their businesses actually work. And it really comes down to your profitability, but that's another video. Pay attention to that one. You can follow that here. But you need to define your number. So let's say you wanted to leave and you just need to pay off all the debt so you weren't in debt. Let's say your debt was $35,000. So you know for yourself, you need to sell for $35,000 to be able to walk away free and clear and move on. As opposed to, I need to retire for the next 20 years and I need the cash infusion to be able to fund my retirement. That is a very different exit than the liquidation or the settle my debts strategy. So define exactly what your number is. Think about it. Because once you have a number, there are ways to get you to that number. There's all kinds of strategies, but first you have to come up with a number. So next step, who? Who is going to buy your business? You'd be surprised where you can find them. Buyers are everywhere. And actually, you know how we flip houses now, right? When nobody really did that a long time ago? People are doing that for businesses. They're also collecting businesses. So for example, if you have an auto repair shop, there are people who are buying auto repair shops, putting them all together because together, if you had 20 of them, they're worth way more than just one. Collective, the multiple is higher on their value. And so your buyer can be anywhere. So next step, brainstorm. Who might want your business? The next step is, where do we go from here? Once you've identified who and what and when and why and how you're going to get there, the next step is to define where do we go from here. I'm going to use a different example. When you are going to sell your house, the first thing you do is you look around and you think, you take inventory. What do I have here that's worth money? What could I quickly fix to improve the value and get a higher listing price? And what do I need to hire out to fix? When you start to brainstorm all of those things, you'll quickly see that you have some work to do, and that's okay. I found a buyer in 3 months after the broker told me it was not worth selling. It can happen quickly, and your buyer may surprise you. Mine was sitting at my bar. So you have to know where you're going from here. So the final step of your exit plan is where do I go from here? What does my map look like? What are things I can do quickly and get done fast? What are things that won't cost a lot of money, but will give me a lot of bang for the buck? And what are things that I really need to hire out or hire or delegate so that my business can be sellable and transferable? Those are all things to do in your exit plan. The final step, there's one more step, and that's to know what your business is worth. Now that you have the who, what, where, when, why, and how of your exit, you need to know, what do you have to sell? You know how when you sell a house and someone comes and says, oh, you could probably get this much for it? It's based on experience and it's based on value and comps. It's not as easy to find comps for businesses. So a safe way is to look at your business and look at what your profit was from last year. When you look at your profit, if it's under 500,000, you're probably only looking at a multiple of 1 to 2. If it's over 500,000 of profit, that's the money you kept. When you look at your business and how much money you saved or made last year, is it going up or is it going down from prior years? Something to think about. But also, let's just say your profit was $100,000 last year. Okay? There are things you can add back in, but a quick down and dirty version is take your profit from last year that you told Uncle Sam. If it's under 2 to 300,000, I would say 1 to 1.5. If you go up to 500,000 of profit, maybe 2, maybe, depends on the buyer. And if you go up to $1 million, you're probably at 2 to 3 multiple. So if your profit was $1 million last year, you would probably be able to sell it for 2 to 3 million. Okay. And after that, it can go up exponentially. But the easiest way to tell is just what your profit was last year on your IRS tax form, and you multiply that by what level you're at, and that's what you can probably expect to get for your buyer to pay you. Finally, if you want help with any of these things, we actually have a plan set up where we'll help you for free for 30 days in our membership, where we'll help you create your exit plan for free, because every business needs an exit plan. You always have to work with the end in mind. The link is down below. I wish you the best of selling your business, and just know this is hard stuff, but you got this because you're a small business owner and you can do it. Thanks for watching, and follow for more.